This is problem 8-76 from section 8.2.1. Calculate the value of each expression below. These all are going to be talking about I, our imaginary numbers. Very similar to the first question of the homework, but the end problems are what are different. So in the first two, I'm going to split up the square root of -49, times the square root of -1. Square root of 49 I know is 7. The square root of -1 we learned that is called I. Okay, so that's part A, is 7I. Same, very similar thing with 2, square root of 2 times square root of -1. Now I don't necessarily know the square root of 2, so I can leave that one as a square root of 2. But I know square root of -1 is worth I, so I could write this possibly two ways. I could write it like this with my I in front, or I could make sure my square root radical stops, and then I have I after that. This one's probably going to be the more commonly seen notation, to have the I in front of the square root sign, but either way is technically correct as long as your radical sign stops and then you have the I afterwards. Okay? Now the next one is when I have something squared. So 4 squared, it gives me 16, and then I squared is I squared. So I know I squared, though, let's see, I know the square root of -1 is I. If I square both of those, I really have I squared is worth -1. So I'm going to change this part into -1, 16 times -1, which gives me -16. Okay, make sure you understand how we're simplifying this to start with, because we're going to be doing more with these imaginary numbers. Last problem is I have something cubed, so I'm going to have 3 cubed times I cubed. 3 cubed is going to give me 27. And I cubed, I'm actually going to break this down just like we broke down in parts A and B. I'm going to break it down into I squared times I to the first, or just the regular I. Okay? We know I squared is worth -1, so I have -27 right here. And I'm going to leave it as I. Okay, so that's going to be my final answer for D, -27I. So that's an imaginary answer, as well as A and B. C simplifies to be a regular number. Okay, make sure that you're getting these imaginary numbers again. This is very similar to a previous question in the homework tonight. Ask in class if you're not sure, because it's a little bit tricky, but you'll get the hang of it.